How we doing, family? Grand rising, good afternoon, and good night to the beautiful entity watching this video. It's your boy Divine Messenger, and we're back with another message. I understand for today's video, we're about to get right into this because I feel like this is it's still a trending topic. You know, I still feel like it's something that people are trying to overcome. Not even trying to overcome, but overcoming. And this is what it has to do with the shot or the vaccine, whatever you want to call it. You know, hopefully I don't get censored or I don't get demonetized for that, but it is what it is at this point. But there are some people who are still trying to get this dis-ease out of their body. I'll just basically call it that. It's basically something to dis-ease your mind. That's all a dis-ease is. So what they did was made sure to implement what they did in 2020, and by them doing that, it was a way to make sure that people don't awaken the divine DNA within their DNA, and they don't want us to access our true nature, our true essence of the Almighty. And somebody DM me, and he's a supporter as well, so I appreciate you for that, Damien. And he basically said, saw half of your video on how you became spiritual, how you woke up after you got the shot. I'm the same way. Health problems since, but I know it was supposed to happen to force me down this path of truth in order to find our healing capabilities along with everything else we've been hidden from. Just wanted to ask how you are feeling and how the fuck did you get better? And then he also said, so let me go and answer that. So how I'm feeling blissful. I'm feeling great. You know, there's a lot of things I could complain about, but it doesn't even matter because it's all temporary experience. And when it comes down to just people in general, I don't like people, but I love them. And the thing is, I stay away from people because many people in this world will cause you to be sick. Not only that, it's just certain environments. And when people judge you behind closed doors and people talk about you behind your back, as soon as they see you or you're in their presence, they'll act like you're all buddy-buddy and they'll try to laugh with you, see how you're doing. And those kind of people, to me, are just, they're ignorant as hell. And it's just like, it's crazy how you can be so elevated in life to where you can feel so better than a depressed person who's really an average person. They'll decide to, they're basically hating on you behind closed doors, but they want to come up with you because of how you came up. They want to elevate with you because of all the elevation that you are going through. So I'm feeling great. I'm feeling blissful. You know, staying to myself, you know, staying focused on the journey that's ahead of me. On top of that, how the fuck did I feel better? I got better because, well, this video will explain that to you because we have 10 ways and actually many more ways to feel better after that vaccine. But I was able to purge it out of my body. So you gotta understand, I really went through a purge, like a spiritual, physical purge, and it hurt like hell to where, you know, I was like, nigga was crying. I was crying, I was sweating in my room, throwing up, you know, I had to fast for days. It was bad, but we'll get into that. And then lastly, he said, I found a holistic doctor that detoxed me about 3 or 4 times now. Each one had me feeling a lot better, but I literally still feel the shot in my arm like a bruise. I know it's still there, but the solution to defeating it is not outside of me. I just don't know how to look into defeating it. This is why this video was made. So to anybody that's watching it, make sure you like, come subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed it. Let's get into this teaching. So 10 ways and way more ways, 10 ways to eliminate this substance in our body, because in order for us to eliminate this process from processing in our body and controlling our algorithm, we have to find out what it is within ourselves, because we always have to go within. So if you want to heal yourself like Yahshua or like Jesus, you have to actually go within your spirit and your source, and you have to find the source of your problem, and you are the solution to your problems. Number 1, mindful movement. When someone is engaging in a mindful movement practice like yoga, tai chi, or walking meditation, this can promote physical and spiritual alignment. And this is true because when you are mindful of your movements, you begin to start being mindful with everything outside of your movements, within and without. So it's a way of thinking, it's a way of feeling. And the way you think and the way you feel is all up to you. So as you're walking, you have to make sure you're thinking good thoughts. So as you're, you know, working out, you got to make sure you think good thoughts. As you're stretching your body, make sure you think good thoughts, because our subconscious mind is programmed to think that these negative situations are negative in a process, but it's not really a negative thing. We're all sharing the same mental realm that we can't even see, but we can think it. So because we can think it, and you can achieve it, and you can feel it. So you're not really feeling your thoughts, but your mind is telling you that these are your thoughts, but they are not. Somebody has actually already thought about those thoughts that you are thinking, and because of that, you feel as if that this shot you got was meant to do whatever it's supposed to do to you. But honestly, all you're doing is you're programming your subconscious mind to enhance the shot within your system. That's why you had to wait. When I did it, and it was crazy, everything will go right back into me as well and to you. How I did it was I was mindful. So it's basically a story time as well. But when I was in my room in college, when 2020 hit and I actually got the shot and all that, I was able to be in my room, and this was the moment I knew like I wanted to kill myself. That's how much this shit hurt. It hurt so bad. At that day, I literally told Almighty, you might as well just go and take my life right now because this shit is insane to me. But I was mindful, so I had to actually be in my room to myself. You know, of course I got help from the back end, you know, with my like team and team moms and all that shit. You know, I had a lot of help from men and women, so I appreciate them and the people that watch this video. But other than that though, I had to be in my mind. So as I was doing that, I had to make sure I was eating right, putting things into my system, make sure I fast, make sure I tell myself no matter what, like as I was laying down sweating, like, you know, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna be good, everything's gonna be all right on the other side, you just gotta get through this stuff. And it was all for the love of basketball. It's crazy. And I had to make sure in that moment that no matter what, I was always going to be protected. So even though my mother was trying her best to come be mindful within my presence, I told her like, nah, it's okay. I gotta go through this alone because I did this to myself. I had a choice. I could have chose to go back home, but my mom didn't understand that perspective that I was living in. I wasn't trying to come back home to nothing. I wanted to come back home making sure that I was made of something within myself. Number 2, journaling. Dedicate time to journaling to explore your thoughts, emotions, and spiritual insights, fostering self-awareness and personal growth. And the thing is, I have a journal from college as well, and journaling can help you. And you're probably like, so what does this have to do with getting a shot out? When you journal, you will begin to, as you're writing, you have to actually write as if the shot is not in your system. So you have to train, once again, you have to train your subconscious mind. So the way I did it was, as I was journaling, I told myself, to my subconscious mind, like, you know what? I'm thankful to be healthy. I'm thankful to be healed. I don't have the shot anymore. And the thing is, at this time too, I journal in my mind. So you can do it 2 ways. You can physically write it or you can do it in your mind. So the thing is, I keep notes both in physical and spiritual. That's why we have homework right here. But as I did it, I was always journaling because I always knew that I was going to be healed some kind of way, some kind of enlightenment that I was going to try to perceive myself to be in, but I couldn't see it back then. So I was awake, but I wasn't awakened like I am now. But I'm lying to you by saying that. And so as I was journaling, I was telling myself, in these moments right now, I would enjoy it and I would look back on those times that I was going through. So I was able to see and prophesize and revelate my future in the current moment right now, which is why you had to do the same exact thing. So whatever you're feeling, tell yourself, like, I feel so good that so for example, you get your journal, get your pen and paper or pen and pencil, and then as you're writing, you tell yourself, I am thankful to get this disease out of my body. I am thankful to process divinity within my spirit. I am thankful to feel better about myself. I am thankful to get the bruise out of my arm. And it feels so good because now I have full range and full mobility within my shoulders and my arms. And it feels great. It just feels wonderful. And I feel enlightened. Like, you just have to actually train your subconscious mind to believe that it's in that future scenario currently. And then once you keep lying to yourself, you have to read it over and over. And as you do that, we have to go back to number 1. You will be mindful, because as you're mindful, you will start putting actions into your mindfulness. 3, soulful music. Listening to soulful music or chants that uplift your spirit and resonate with your inner being. This can create a sacred space for reflection and inspiration. And once again, like, frequencies. So we got to understand as well that, and it can be any kind of frequency you want. So it can be 77, 432. It can be 863, 965. So there's many of these different types of frequencies that you can play. And I was trying to get it on Spotify. Come on, fam. I was trying to get it on Spotify, but it ain't popping up because I ain't finna join on my hotspot right now. But what's crazy, you can look up all these enlightenments on the internet or just within yourself. But go on Spotify, Apple Music, or YouTube and just play a frequency. Like, for example, you can play a 432 hertz frequency, and that'll be for the heart. Or you can play a 77 angelic frequency. All you gotta do is type it in, and once you play it, actually sit to yourself and feel it. Once you're feeling it, once again, back to step 1, you'll be mindful of your movements, meaning that you can meditate on these chants and these frequencies. So as you're doing that, think to yourself how you actually want this ease to leave and purge itself out of your body. Because then, once you're doing that, you'll begin to see into the next step, which is crystal healing. But before we even skip into that, you have to make sure that as you're playing these frequencies, you make sure you play the frequency that works for you. What is it benefiting for you, and how is it going to benefit you and your future? So as you're playing that frequency, you have to make sure you feel yourself purging yourself of that disease out of your body. And your mind, not even your mind, but your spirit will show your mind how you can actually be mindful in the movements that you are actually trying to align yourself into, which means that you will think to yourself, okay, this is what I got to do that. So you'll start fasting way more than you ever did before. Not only that, you'll begin to have to make yourself throw up, and it'll be hell. You have to make sure that no matter what, you stop eating these processed foods. Not only that, make sure you're getting some sun, going to the sauna, make sure you're exercising, doing different types of healing work within yourself. You have to actually heal yourself from within so that this disease will actually purge itself from without of your system. So it'll think to itself, okay, and that's the thing too, our mind, our brain makes it seem like the vaccine is deeper than what it really is, or the shot is deeper than what it really is, and it's not, because it doesn't even exist, but our subconscious mind gives it power. So if our subconscious mind gives this shot power, then we bring it into fruition. So the more you think about it, the more you feel it in your system, then of course, the more it'll process itself in your system. But that's the thing, you're believing in its illusion. That's why they did that, to make sure that they're dumbing you down. Number 4, crystal healing. So people can incorporate the use of crystals or gemstones into their spiritual practice, or to engage in energetic balance, protection, and healing. And I have 5 crystals that you can actually pick up for yourself as well and do your own research. Amethyst, known for its calming and protective properties. Amethyst helps alleviate stress, promote relaxation, and enhance spiritual awareness. Number 2, clear quartz, a versatile crystal. Clear quartz is often called the master healer, and due to its ability, it can amplify energy and facilitate clarity of our mind. It can also be programmed for various intentions. 3, rose quartz. This gentle pink crystal is associated with love, compassion, and emotional healing, and it helps open the heart chakra, promoting self-love and harmonious relationships. 4, black tourmaline, a powerful grounding stone. Black tourmaline absorbs negative energy and provides protection against EMF, or electromagnetic fields, and psychic attacks. It promotes a sense of security and stability. And 5, citrine, known as the stone of abundance. Citrine is associated with prosperity, success, and joy. It carries the energy of the sun, promoting optimism, confidence, and creativity. All these different crystals they're titles for consciousness. And the thing is, you don't have to believe in crystals, but it doesn't make them believable. Just because you don't believe in something doesn't make it less valuable. So you can't, just because you don't want to validate its existence doesn't mean that it's not existing. So in order for you to even have crystals heal you, you have to heal the crystal. So a crystal will not just be in your presence and just work immediately. You have to actually make a bond with these crystals. So you got to take care of them like they're babies. So you have to actually water them. You got to put them in sunlight, actually talk to them, speak to them, and actually give them your grace and satisfaction into wanting to be better, because they are a reflection of you. So you would want Almighty God to do the same thing for you, because you would basically be a mini version of that creator or that divination. So because of that, you have to make sure no matter what, as you are getting these crystals, you can get as many as you want, but keep them in a sacred space. And as you're doing that, believe that their gifts are working and gifting itself upon you, and you have to receive that abundance, receive that prosperity, receive that healing. But once you receive these things, then the crystals will work in your favor, to where you can just leave them in your room, and as you enter your room, you'll feel the presence of a divine being. So you don't even have to wear your crystals anymore, because people know that if you have them or you don't have them, you are who you are, and crystals will define who you are. And some people will call it witchcraft, whatever the case may be. If people call that witchcraft, then they are projecting what they do behind closed doors onto you. Don't believe everything you hear or see. 5, somatic healing. Explore somatic healing techniques like breath work or body-centered therapy to release emotional and energetic blockages stored in our body. Now, and what's crazy, I love breath work as well. So, and do your own research. But somatic healing, so for example, the major one, breath work. You know, and there's many instances. So for example, you can do the 7-7 method, the 4-3-2 method, 4-1-6. There's different breathing techniques that you can do. And what's crazy, you can create your own. But all you're doing is, as you're breathing, you're inhaling all the things that you know about this shot, all the things that you want to all the things you want to eliminate and to get rid of. You're inhaling that, and you're digesting your thoughts. So before you exhale, you just, and you put it into your system, and you think, and you try to find that source, because that shot is in there somewhere, living its life inside of your life. And so you have to make sure you find it. And the thing is, your spirit will guide you. So your stomach will start to feel unsettling. It'll start feeling weird. You'll probably feel nauseous. You'll probably feel cautious. So as you're feeling like that, your spirit is telling you it's time for you to eliminate these toxins. So drink some water as well if you do feel like that. But as you're doing that, keep on breathing. And once you are breathing again for enough period of time, exhale those things out. Once you exhale that energy outside of the universe, then your mind will begin to see what you are trying to do. So then your spirit can actually help your subconscious mind align your physical body into purging itself out of this shot that you have taken within from these programmed demonic forces. Number 6, sacred rituals. Create a personal ritual or ceremony to honor your important milestone and transition, or a spiritual intention that deepens your connection to the divine. And what I basically did with like throwing up, that was my ritual. Meditation, sleeping, those are my, in prayer. So those are my 5. I had so many rituals as I was going through that, because basically, and they were sacred. And also the thing is too, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have 4 little gems as well for that. But when I was going through it, I had all those things that I was doing behind closed doors, and those things actually helped me, because they helped me believe that I was always going to be okay. I just had to go through those things for a temporary period of time to actually make this video today. So if I didn't go through that, then think about how many people wouldn't know how to get this shot out of their body. That's why I'm literally here to guide you to the water, not make you drink. I had to go through that experience because I put myself through that type of hurt to see how I was going to be on the other side. So the first one ritual that you can do: moonlight bathing. Basking in the light of the full moon while immersed in natural water like a lake or ocean or your bathtub. This can cleanse your body, your mind, and your spirit, and this ritual is believed to enhance your intuition, release negativity, and renew your energy under the moon's radiant glow. Literally. Number 2, forest whispering. Venturing into a secluded forest or wooded area to commune with nature, and you can engage in whispering affirmations or intentions. And this practice can help you speak softly to trees, plants, and animals, and it can foster a bond with the natural world and receiving guidance from its wisdom. The third one, crystal grid activation. Creating a geometric arrangement of crystals aligned with the specific intentions or energy patterns, then activating the grid through visualization, intention setting, or sacred sound. This ritual harnesses the synergistic energy of the crystals to amplify intentions, manifest desires, and harmonize the energetic environment. And then the last one, elemental dancing. Performing a ceremonial dance inspired by the elements earth, air, fire, and water, and also spirit, to embody your qualities and invoke your energy. This ritual can involve moving fluidly and rhythmically, expressing gratitude for the elements and gifts, and this can align you with your transformative power for healing, balance, and spiritual connection. When you do all these, and these are just free type of gems that you can do, but you can do any more that you want. But all of these right here are actually able to help you go be with life, go be with the universe. So I was actually going outside as well. I was actually making videos back then too, being outside. So that was the beginning of me learning my rituals, my sacred processes behind closed doors. Number 7, community connection. Seeking a community with like-minded people or spiritual groups to share your experience, wisdom, and support on your spiritual journey. So I have teammates who were going through the same situation, and I would talk to them behind closed doors about how they felt about that. And we were always like awake, but we weren't. Well, actually, I'll take that back. We were awoke, but we weren't awakened like we are now. But some of us did have conversations about getting a shot and like how's that going to affect us. But we didn't know the research to do behind closed doors because we were just only playing basketball. And in that time period, I was awake, but I wasn't even like, I wasn't divinely introspective like I am right now. And when we were talking, it was basically like, it felt like a burden was lifted off of our shoulders, because we were able to not only see how we felt, but how the world felt as well, and how we were able to navigate these type of negative emotions within our minds. So we were able to process what we should do with this shot. And then slowly but surely, many of us, when we went through the sickness, we were able to make ourselves not sick anymore. So that's where different types of frequencies came in within our minds. So a lot of us were actually doing shadow work behind closed doors that we don't know of, that I may not even know of. So a lot of my teammates probably went through some things that I will never know, and they'll probably never tell me. That's okay though, but they don't know some things that I went through, or whatever the case may be, unless they watch these videos. But doing these things can actually help you see that if you talk to somebody or you hear somebody who actually been through what you went through, this can help guide you, not only you, but a whole society of people who actually have complications with the shot in their system or in their body. So they're not going to give you, like, think about it, the pharmaceutical industry would not give you medicines or different types of variations to get rid of this shot. Why would they give that to you? Why would they heal the problem when they are the solution to your problems? Why? So the thing is, if you keep on going to them to get this out, they can help you detox, whatever the case may be, but all you're doing is you're paying a price that you cannot pay for. So all you're doing, you're just giving You're just giving the rich more money when you literally naturally can heal yourself for free. Like, I healed myself for free. I can't make this shit up. And if I'm lying, Almighty God can strike me down right now. Like, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I didn't have to go to a doctor to actually talk about what was going on in my system. And even though I had heart palpitations, I still was able to not only believe in myself, but actually heal my heart as well, because I was actually doing this work behind closed doors. So these 10 things right here, because we're not even done yet, but these 10 things can help you for the rest of your life. Number 8, dream work. Pay attention to your dreams because they are your reality, and engage in dream work practices like journaling, interpretation, or lucid dreaming to access deeper layers of your subconscious mind. And that's facts. Man, I love this shit. That is facts, because I can speak for myself. Excuse me. When I did dream work, I was able to lucid dream and astral travel or project myself into a higher state of mind. So basically right now, as I was in 2020, I was able to see the right now. So it's like I have no expression to it because I'm living every day is deja vu for me, because I already predicted this moment in 2020. So I'm basically living in my reality that I dreamed of in 2020. So in those moments, I was actually conscious in my dreams because I was always sleeping a lot. So I had no choice. I couldn't even play basketball. I couldn't even practice because I had this shot. I had COVID. So because of that, I was in my room just cooped up and shit. I had no choice but to be to myself. So when I was dreaming a lot, I was able to actually see myself in multiverses healed. So I was actually studying myself in over billions of galaxies, and I was actually just sitting there just watching myself like I'm doing right now. I was able to observe from the observer effect. And what I mean by that is too, if you think about it, if you look up into the sky, for example, like right now, we look up in the sky, and in my reality, my higher self, literally right there, the eye in the sky, my higher self is watching me from my dream. So I am in another multiverse sleeping right now, but at this moment my higher self knows that it's watching me and I'm conscious about it. So when I go to bed physically in this reality, I'm basically my higher self watching my lower self in those universes. So as I was watching myself in this reality and able to dream in my mind, I was able to actually go around sitting there thinking to myself, how can I heal myself? So I was always traveling to different dimensions, learning about how I was able to escape from this purging of this shot. So I was able to actually journal and interpret my journaling. And as I was doing that, I had visuals. So once I had visuals, I was doing number 1, being mindful, and everything else just lined up according to that. And we're on number 8, by the way. So I was literally like going through all these types of steps in my mind and in reality. So I was actually experiencing life. So I wasn't just always in the room, but once I was able to actually go and be in society, and I was able to ask questions, actually experience life and live in it. So by living in it, I was always sleeping some more to make sure that when this moment came, I was ready to actually teach the teachings, because it wouldn't make sense for me to be divine, like knowing that I can heal myself, but I can't even tell you how to heal yourself, even though I healed myself. That makes no sense. So it took 4 years for me to actually articulate these practices behind closed doors, and that's how divine, that's how beautiful Almighty God is. Number 9, service and compassion. You have to cultivate a spirit of service and compassion by volunteering and helping others in need, or practicing random acts of kindness, and you can align yourself with the universal principle of love and interconnectedness. And what I'm doing right now, basically, so in order for you to actually heal that as well, you got to realize that your subconscious mind is operating at a hateful frequency. So if you're not moving at a frequency of love or purity or holiness or righteousness, then your spirit will not guide you into helping other people help you. So you have to help yourself first before you actually help other people. And once you move with love and a great intention, you're not doing it for the benefit of yourself, but for the benefit of others, then Almighty God will actually see you're doing the shadow work behind closed doors, and the spirit will grant you whatever you want, to where people will actually help you. So number 9 was where there were many women and men who would come to my dorm. They were giving me Gatorade. My mom, of course, I love my mom to death. I appreciate her so much. Even though she was staying in Georgia when I was in New Mexico, she was, on DoorDash, getting me different Gatorades, different soups, different crackers, different supplements, different vitamins. I was just and she wasn't even there, but she did so much for me, wasted so much money to get me there. She was like, do you want to go to the doctor? Do you want to go to the hospital? I said, no, fuck no, because they couldn't even help me. All they were doing was they were just shooting me up with more different types of substances that I had to pay for later on. I'm cool on that. So I was basically just in my room. Not only that, there were different girls that I was cool with, girls I would talk to at college. They would come to my dorm. They would give me things out of the kindness of their heart. different moms would come and help me, different teammates, different people, like different coaches or different parents that came to our games. So they were always helping me. Like, people actually gave me that service because why? I'm actually a great person behind closed doors, but I don't have to tell you that I'm a great person. You just see it through my videos. So because of that, what goes around comes around. I pour love into everybody else, including myself. So what do you think I got back? Number 10, last but not least, sacred space creation. Create a sacred space in your home or environment where you can retreat for prayer, meditation, or contemplation. And you can infuse this with symbols, objects, and energies that resonate with your spiritual essence. And once I had my sacred space, which was my room, I was able to be within myself in my own space. And by doing that, it was sacred to me. So I didn't have people knowing what I was doing behind closed doors and was like, fuck with them for real, for real. But I didn't want people to come into my room like that because I was actually doing my work, doing my spiritual work, and actually getting myself to a transcendence. I was trying to get to a level that many people couldn't comprehend because I always knew it was divine timing. I always knew that I was going to be in this spot right now. So in order for me to believe that, I had to actually sit with myself and be in my thoughts and actually contemplate what I want to do with my life. Because once I kept knowing that I was going to be alive through that whole process or that whole purging, then I knew I had something to live for. Not only that, I was able to tell myself, I don't want to feel like this anymore because I know how that shit felt. When you got that shit in your arm, I know how it felt when it's in your body just sitting there. You just don't feel right. I knew how it felt, so I took all these 10 steps, way more than that, and I was able to just give it to Almighty God. Everything I did with these 10 gems, plus more, I just gave it to Almighty God, and Almighty God gave it right back to me because before I even came to college, I was already awakened to my spiritual awakening. So therefore, I was already good. I was good in Almighty's hands. But for you to be good in Almighty's hands, you have to have a spiritual awakening within yourself. You have to find the source within yourself and love yourself daily. You have to want to get this shit out of your system. You have to want to be better. And when you do that, you have to want to change your life. You have to want to be better within yourself. You have to want to drink more water, want to get more sunlight, want to be out in nature, want to escape from the simulation. The shot doesn't even exist, but I'll be lying to you by saying that. So because it exists, stop giving it your attention because your attention is its currency. And it's actually consciousness. That shot is consciousness that came from Lucifer's enlightenment. You have to always be awakened to what you're getting yourself into. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more divine messages. And always remember, if I can do it, so can you. I love you so much. Have a great, wonderful day, God and Goddess.